Toasty prices going up. That's it. That's the final nail. I'm out of here. I'm going up to 7-Eleven. If I find out this is true, I'm coming back. We're going to pack up everything and we're headed out. I don't know, maybe Cambodia, maybe Vietnam, but this is just enough. It's getting ridiculous. I'm joking, and you guys know me, that's sarcasm. But we have seen a rapid increase in the number of YouTube videos and online complaints being completely serious about ridiculous things just like that here in Thailand. So we're gonna spend a few moments and talk about this. Now, I didn't come up with the idea for this video by myself. I gotta give a big shout out to Phil. If you're looking for a good feed to follow on X, definitely check out Phil's content. And he's got an excellent blog. Go over, read a couple of the articles, you'll see what I mean. And by the way, if you don't know what a toasty is, hang on, because I'm going to show you. 27 baht. But trust me, you will hear people complain about that price. Now I'm going with the standard ham and cheese. Nothing exotic today. Now the cool thing about these, they'll actually cook it for you right here. And I'm telling you, they're delicious. Crispy, yet flaky. Subtle undertones of Bavarian ham, aged Wisconsin cheddar, a true culinary experience. These things are actually really delicious, if I'm being serious, and I am. Not only are they delicious, they can save your night. You come stumbling out of the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning, go into 7-Eleven, grab a couple toasties, maybe a water, bam, 10 minutes later, you're right back in the game, young man. These videos are a work in progress. I'll put in a segment Monday, I'll add to it on Tuesday, I'll add something on Wednesday, just as the week progresses. Well, as life imitates art, I did that segment about the toasties and saying, hey, it can be a lifesaver at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, guess what? Yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. We came out of one of the bars in LK Metro and I was like, hold on a second. I need a timeout. Did exactly that. I went into 7-Eleven, I got a big water, I got a toasty, I sat out in front for a minute, did a little people watching. Okay, I'm back in the game. The title of the video was a little bit misleading, but I do want to talk about this for a second because living here, the amount of complaining just about nonsense from the expat and tourist community can get a little aggravating. Now, the issue is, there's no struggle here. In fact, I lived down in the Caribbean for a while, and it was kind of the same deal. People start complaining about silly things after they've lived there for a couple of years. Things that you would never complain back in the real world. In fact, we made a Facebook page. I might do the same thing. The struggle is real, Pattaya. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'm gonna do that. Anyways, the whole problem is this. You don't have the daily struggle that you do back at home. So, after you've been here for a while, the little things are what you tend to focus on and start complaining about. That's why it gets a bit ridiculous. I get frustrated here too sometimes, and I gotta catch myself. Like, I get frustrated about the renewal process for driver's license, for retirement visa. Sometimes the paperwork can get a little heavy here. Then I think back to what it was like living in the United States, and going to renew your driver's license was never a ton of fun either. Registering your car, keeping up with all the insurance requirements. When I really compare my life as it was in the United States versus what it's like here, it's almost laughable. So you do have to kind of pinch yourself and go, okay, take a deep breath, remember what life used to be like. This is not a big deal, just handle it. My Pattaya struggle as of late, and I am going to do the Facebook page. In fact, it's probably already up by the time you see this. I'll link it down in the description of the video. But my struggle this week, actually this month, has been transferring money. Bangkok Bank has gotten a little finicky, at least with my account. Now, I don't know if there's other people out there having the same issue, but using Wise or Remitly, sometimes it instantly goes through. Other times I get that dreaded message, more information needed. What information do they need? We really don't know. We're gonna try your transfer again in a couple hours. And then the next morning, it's just canceled, refunded back to my US account, start the process over. So that, for me right now, is probably the biggest struggle. I was talking to a buddy back home in the States, and I told him about this video, and he goes, but honestly, what's the biggest difficulties living there? What have you experienced? Well, there's a couple things. Number one, the distance between here and back home. I'm on the other side of the planet. You got a 12-hour time change. It takes at least 20 to 28 hours if you want to get on a plane and go home. And you really do lose touch with everything that's going on back home, including family members, unfortunately. Just making a phone call back home, you got to time it. You got to remember, hey, I can't do this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it's 2 a.m. over there when their phone rings. Conversely, they forget that. My phone will go off at 3 o'clock in the morning. It'll be my sister. Hey, what's going on? Sleeping? Can I call you back in a couple hours? Oh my goodness, I completely forgot. The other thing that I would consider problematic is just the temptation of going downtown at night and hanging out in the nightlife districts. Pattaya is probably the gateway drug to becoming an alcoholic and ruining your life really quickly. If you don't have enough restraint to say, no, man, I'm sorry, I'm not going out tonight. It's difficult, it really is, because downtown's a lot of fun. Even during the middle of high season or in the middle of slow season, Pattaya is still a lot of fun. And you want to go out. Yeah, man, I'll go out. Now, the problem is you get down there and you lose sense of time, especially down if you go into the clubs on Walking Street. It's super easy to walk out at 6 o'clock in the morning and go, whoa, I need to get home. This is O'Gara's. It's an Irish bar located underneath the Terra Court Hotel on Pratamok Road. Cold pint of Guinness, sitting in air conditioning. Got a little football over there on the telly. No struggles today. Today is struggle free. Had to get my hair cut. 200 baht. Nice, clean barbershop. Kids all know what they're doing. Fast, efficient, air conditioned. Can't go wrong. By the way, boys, thank you for all the spelling suggestions regarding Pratamok Hill. I get it's spelt with an A, not with a U. And then from the other camp, it's spelt with a U, not with an A. If anyone's got a clear-cut answer on this, please let me know. I do have one little struggle that I need to deal with. And it's more of a self-created struggle. It's just being lazy. And that is, I need to learn how to speak Thai, at least be able to read it, because that can be a struggle. While most of the people here speak at least a little bit of English, when you live farther out in Jomtien, or I'm even assuming maybe out in the dark side, it drops down a little bit. You will run into a few translation issues, especially at like the Thai grocery stores or the smaller markets when you're trying to buy beer outside of the time limit. That's a story for another day. But the Thais are very gracious, they're very patient, and eventually you figure it out. When I was living down in Latin America, it wasn't like that. My Spanish is still horrific, and my girlfriend's primary language is Spanish. I can read it. I have no problem reading it. It's pronunciation. That's the major issue. I can barely speak English some days. But I am going to try to learn Thai, and I don't think I'm going to have the pronunciation issues that I did trying to pick up Spanish.
Common phrases for long distance relationship คิดถึงจังคิดถึงจังอยากกอดอยากกอดอยากเจอหน้าอยากเจอหน้า
She's pretty good and she's not hard to look at, but I do think she's missing the boat on a few phrases. I want to see where you are right now. Turn on camera. I need to get Big Boss doing that. She's a Spanish teacher. Put her online, let her teach Spanish to English guys going down to Latin America. Boom! I can retire. I just felt a raindrop, which means my struggle is gonna get real here in a second. I don't get in here, pay this bill, and get home. All right, everyone, as always, thank you very much for supporting the channel. The feedback, most of the feedback has been really, really positive. If you're on Facebook, go check out The Struggle is Real Pattaya. I'm sure it'll take a little time for it to click in and for people to start posting, but I bet you it gets interesting.